The United States is entering a new economic era, driven by decisions made by the Federal Reserve. Over the past year, the Fed has raised the federal funds rate by 500 basis points, with more tightening expected in the future. This rapid rate increase has had a profound impact on Wall Street and personal finances across America. But why did these rate hikes come so quickly? In a sense, the Fed had fallen behind the economic ball. Rapidly rising interest rates bring certain risks. If you've borrowed money to invest in stocks or buy a house, the value of your assets can quickly diminish. It's akin to enjoying a drink that feels great at the moment only to face a painful hangover the next day. The likelihood of seeing zero interest rates again anytime soon seems slim, barring a catastrophe. So how is the US economy adapting to these higher interest rates, and have we truly felt the full effects of the Federal Reserve's past decade of free money policies? The Federal Reserve, often referred to simply as the Fed, holds a unique and influential role within the United States economic landscape. It acts as a nation's central bank, which means it's responsible for managing and overseeing various aspects of the country's monetary system. One of the most potent tools at the Fed's disposal for steering the economy is the desired direction of its ability to control the benchmark interest rate. To understand the significance of this, envision the Fed as a skilled team of mechanics and picture the entire economy as a complex, intricate machine. This economic machine, like any other, has various components and moving parts that it collectively determines its speed and performance. Now imagine the Fed's main tool, the benchmark interest rate, as a large lever within their grasp. This lever, analogous to the physical lever one, might find a machine represents a level of interest rate set by the Fed. The Fed can adjust this lever, either moving it up or down, to influence the overall price and behavior of economic machine. This action in turn has a profound impact on the entire economy. When the Fed opts to lower interest rates, it's as if they're pulling the lever downwards. This action effectively accelerates the economic machine, encouraging spending, borrowing, and investing. Lower interest rates make it cheaper for individuals and businesses to borrow money, facilitating the purchase of homes, cars, and investments in new projects. This boost in economic activity often leads to job creation and overall economic growth. Conversely, when the Fed decides to raise interest rates, it's akin to pushing the lever upwards. In this scenario, the economic machine begins to slow down. Higher interest rates mean that borrowing money becomes more expensive, discouraging spending and borrowing. This can help prevent excessive inflation, as it puts a brake on the economy's rapid expansion. However, it can also lead to reduced economic growth and potentially impact job creation. Currently, interest rates are situated above 5%. This reflects the Fed's strategic response to a specific economic challenge: combating inflation. Inflation occurs when prices for goods and services rise over time, ending the purchasing power of consumers. To keep inflation in check, the Fed has chosen to apply the brakes by increasing interest rates. The goal is to strike a balance. The Fed doesn't want to slam on the brakes too hard, causing a sudden economic downturn, but they also don't want to let the economic machine run unchecked, potentially leading to a runaway inflation. Thus, they carefully adjust the lever, managing interest rates with precision to ensure that the economy operates within a healthy and sustainable range. Speaking of inflation, recent readings suggest that the Fed's efforts are working, which is beneficial for everyone. Inflation, when unchecked, can harm the economy and erode purchasing power. However, when interest rates are low, it's easier for individuals to secure raises, particularly benefiting lower-income workers. This period of low rates has also reduced wage gaps among different demographic groups. Yet, there's a flip side to the coin. Low interest rates can exacerbate wealth inequality. As interest rates drop, the value of other assets such as stocks and real estate tends to rise. This has led to an increase in wealth inequality over the past 15 years in the United States. The prolonged period of near-zero interest rates has sparked an ongoing debate among economists. Is this zero interest rate policy a good or bad strategy? Having interest rates at zero for such an extended period is highly unusual and raises concerns about its long-term consequences. The impact of these historical decisions, as well as those made in the present, will linger for some time. We're currently in an era where central bankers favour a higher-for-longer approach. This encourages more prudent investments, fostering entrepreneurial spirit and thoughtful consideration of the worthiness of investments. However, higher interest rates may have implications for job growth. Projections suggest that labour market's growth in the next decade may be slower than what we've seen in recent years. The Fed aims to strike a balance, slowing the economy somewhat without plunging it into a recession. The Federal Reserve's role in society expands during times of crisis. The decisions made by the Fed, particularly regarding interest rates, have a profound and lasting impact on the US economy. The path ahead is uncertain, and economists continue to debate the effectiveness of these policies in this ever-evolving economic landscape. In recent times, the United States has found itself in the precipice of a new economic era, driven by pivotal decisions made by the Federal Reserve. Over the past year, the Fed has embarked on an ambitious journey, raising the federal funds rate by a staggering 500 basis points. The reverberation of these swift rate hikes are felt far and wide, affecting not only Wall Street, but also the personal finances of ordinary Americans. To understand the urgency behind these rate hikes, one must grasp the Fed's predicament. Rapidly rising interest rates carry inherent risks. Imagine borrowing money for investment or a new home, only to witness the value of our assets plummet as rates ascend. It's akin to enjoying a drink's immediate pleasure, only to endure a painful hangover the following day. The prospect of zero interest rates making a return anytime soon seems remote, barring a catastrophic turn of events. So how is the US economy adapting to this environment of higher interest rates? And have we truly witnessed the full extent of the Federal Reserve's decade-long experiment with free money policies? At the heart of the matter lies the Federal Reserve, the nation's preeminent bank, armed with a potent tool to influence the economy, its benchmark interest rate. Picture the Fed as a collective of skilled mechanics with the economy as their intricate machine. They modulate the machine's speed using a lever, symbolizing interest rates. Lower interest rates propel the economy into overdrive, while higher rates act as a brake, slowing it down. Currently, interest rates stand above 5% strategically, deployed to combat the looming spectre of inflation. Speaking of inflation, recent data suggests that the Fed's efforts are bearing fruit, much to the benefit of everyone. Unchecked, inflation can wreak havoc on an economy, eroding the purchasing power of its citizens. Yet, paradoxically, low interest rates can serve as a boon to individuals seeking wage increases, particularly those in lower income brackets. Furthermore, this prolonged period of low rates has contributed to narrowing wage disparities among different demographic groups. However, every coin has two sides. The same low interest rate that evaluate wages can also exacerbate wealth inequality. As interest rates nosedive, the value of alternative assets like stocks and real estate tends to surge, thereby widening the chasm of wealth inequality that has progressively deepened over the past 15 years in the United States. The prolonged tenure of near-zero interest rates has ignited a fervent debate within the ranks of economists. The central question is whether this zero interest rate policy is a commendable strategy or a perilous gamble. The unconventional act of maintaining interest rates at rock-bottom levels for an extended duration has provoked legitimate concerns about its long-term consequences. The repercussions of these pivotal decisions, both those made in the past and those currently in effect, will continue to reverberate for years to come. However, it's important to acknowledge that the era of higher interest rates may cast a shadow over job growth. Projections indicate that the labour market's expansion in the next decade could be less robust than the labour market's expansion of remarkable gains witnessed in recent years. The Federal Reserve is tasked with a delicate balancing act, seeking to apply the brakes gently to slow the economy without triggering a debilitating recession. The Federal Reserve's role in society undergoes expansion during moments of economic crisis. The decisions orchestrated by the Fed, particularly its management of interest rates, cast a long and enduring shadow over the US economy. As we venture into uncharted territory, the path ahead remains uncertain, and economists continue to engage in spirited debates regarding the efficacy of these policies within an ever-evolving economic landscape. The future holds both promise and peril, with the Federal Reserve steering the nation's economic ship through turbulent waters. If you have found this video insightful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Also, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments section below.